Hello friends, this is Umesh, and in this lesson we will going to learn about a while loop. Now, while loop in Arduino C programming is used when we want to run a block of code over and over again depending on the condition that we have specified. Right? There are two different variants of while loop, while and do while. We will going to write a couple of programs in this lesson, and then we will going to demonstrate the capability of while loop. So let's not waste your time talking and write a program which will demonstrate the capability. So what I'm going to do is I will declare one variable, okay, integer variable x, and then we will come back to setup function. We will going to write serial.begin, okay, and then we have to say 9600 baud rate because we will be using serial monitor, so we have to initialize a serial function. And then in the loop function we have to write a syntax for while loop, right? So we'll say while, which is a keyword, and in the bracket we specify the condition, and in the curly braces we will going to write a block of code that we want to execute. Now in a while loop we specify the condition of when x is less than 10, then we want to run the block of code, right? And the block of code is nothing but the same thing what we have done with the for loop. We will increment the value of x is x by 1 always, and then we will going to print the value of x from 1 to 10 on a serial monitor. Okay, so we'll say x plus plus, so this will increment the value of x always when this block of code will execute, and then we'll say serial dot print, okay, and this will throw the string on a serial monitor x is equal to, and then print the value of variable x, okay, and then print every time the value of x on a new line. So we'll say print ln, okay, and then after this while loop we're going to write while 1, okay, which is another while loop, but this while loop is meant to block the code execution, so your execution of this code will stop here, so your code will go to infinite loop. So this is the code that will be our interest, right? So what happens here in a while loop, we check for this condition. As long as the x is less than 10, it will increment the value of x by 1, and it will print the value of x on a serial monitor. Okay, let me upload the code and see what happens. You can see done uploading in lower left corner. Let me open a serial monitor to check the output, and you can see we get the value of x printed on screen from 1 to 10. So we can specify the condition, okay, and then we can loop through the code as many times. So we can control how many times we want to run a block of code depending on the condition we specify in a while loop. Okay, so there is another type of while loop. So let me first copy this line of code because I want to use it again. So let me delete this while, and we're going to explore another variant of while loop, that is a do while. So we're going to write a keyword do, and in the curly braces we will going to write a block of code that we want to execute. Okay, so Control A and Control T, so the code will look better. So what happens here is we use a do keyword. So we want to increment the value of x and print on a serial monitor, and then we specify, first we specify do, and then we specify while, which is a keyword, and then we will going to write in condition x is less than 10, okay, and do not forget to give a semicolon here. Okay, so this is how you will going to use a do while loop. So what happens is it will increment the value of x by 1 always and print on a screen as long as the condition this while x is less than 10 met, right? So let me upload the code and see what happens when we run this block of code. Okay, done uploading. Let me open serial monitor, and we get the exact output what we have expected. Okay, the value of x will be printed from 1 to 10. Okay, this is how you will going to use a do while loop. Now I want to show you one more interesting thing. about while loop that you can use. You can write a program like this. You can say while 1 and then in a bracket, okay, you will write the same bit of code to increment the value of x and then print the value of x, and then you write if the value of x is less than 9, say for example, and then say break. Okay, so what it does, let me upload the code and then we're going to talk. Actually, we should have to write if the value of x is greater than 9, then we want to come out of this loop, right? So we use a break to come out of this while loop, right? So let me upload the code once again. Okay, and you see we get exactly similar output. So what it does is while 1, so the value is true here in a while, so it will keep executing this block of code. So increment the value of x by 1, okay, and then it will print the value of x, and it checks if x is greater than 9. Okay, it's unless it gets the value of x is greater than 9, it will keep executing this block of code, and as soon as the value of x is more than 9, which means when the value of x become 10, then it will break and come out of this while loop, right? So you see what it does is actually it gives you guarantee that even if the condition made, okay, it will guarantee you that your block of code will going to execute at least once. Okay, that is what is unique about this while loop, right? So it guarantees you your code block will execute at least once. So I hope you will find this video educational and entertaining. In the next lesson we will going to learn about the functions in Arduino C programming, which will make your Arduino program more modular. Okay, so we'll see us in the next lesson. Bye bye for now.